Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And I want to thank everybody that showed up here today. This is a difficult conversation, and it's a difficult conversation because it has to do with our children, and it has to do with their welfare. But let me just tell you that to me, this bill is about listening to our children. It's about accepting them for who they are. It's about loving them unconditionally, even if they're different from us. And we're asking courts to make a difficult decision when there is a family separation, a divorce or a separation. It's hard for judges to figure out. I've sat through, I'm an attorney, and I've sat through many cases and seeing how difficult it is for the court, who has to rely on information that the parents give as to what's going on in the family dynamics, and usually what a social worker has to say after doing an investigation and trying to determine what should happen to children. And so I understand how challenging this is. So let me just say that I'm gonna support the bill today because I understand where you're trying to go with this, and the triggers that make it very difficult. And I do appreciate what Senator Nilo had to say, is that there is a conflation of gender affirmation with gender affirmation medical care. And so I think the most telling statement you made is about family acceptance and social support, because that's really what we're looking at, is do the children have that level of acceptance with the discussions that are going on, because the discussion's very difficult with a 4-year-old than it is with a 16-year-old. And so I think there's some work that's needed on the affirmation, because I think it can be conflated. I don't have the answer today, but I think it's important that we use words that a judge can reasonably understand to mean not that there's medical care that's going to be given. That may be necessary in some instances, which I won't discuss here, but really what we're talking about is support and acceptance, because the high suicide rate, the high disconnect with society, is when there's not family acceptance, when there's criticism and non-acceptance, and the kind of bullying and ostracization that can occur because a child may just be trying to discover who they are. And I think that's really what we want to support. And children have different interests all along their life, and we want parents to really focus on being there and being accepting and helping their children through whatever transition that they're going through, because it's not just in the family, it's in society as well. So in any case, I really appreciate what you're trying to do, and I want to encourage you to continue the discussion, and I reserve the right not to support it on the floor if it doesn't change, because I think that there's challenges with exactly what does it mean, and I don't think we want to send something to the court that causes confusion or wrong decisions. So, thank you, Mr. Chair.